For over 100 years, the Kentucky YMCA Youth Association has taught young people what it means to serve and the fact that everyone has the ability to make a difference. In just 3 short days, we are able to represent billions of people around the world, advocate for those who have been silenced, seek justice for those who have been wronged, and work together to better the human race. While we've worked hard, there is so much work yet to be done. The world's not a fair place. Around half of the people on Earth are forced to live on less than $2.50 a day. Think about this the next time you go through a drive-thru. According to UNICEF, 22,000 children die every day due to poverty. About 30% of food produced is wasted, yet 850 million people around the world don't have enough. There are sports stadiums in the United States that use more electricity than entire countries in Africa. These statistics are not our fault, but they are our problems. As young people that will soon become just people, it is our responsibility to learn from our experiences here and go into the world with the same amount of gusto with we raise our placards and raise our voices. Because at the end of the day, we are young people. But our generation is unlike anything history has ever seen. We are more in sync with each other and with the times we are forced to adapt to. We are smarter and stronger because we have to be. When we look around, it's easy to become discouraged. Politics used to be how people solve their issues, but politics has become a battlefield of left and right that only seems to pull people apart. As a part of this organization, it's our job to rise above this trend. As you say goodbye to KUNA, some of us for good, remember that you are part of a global community that can make the world fair. We will change this world because we have to.
The work that we have done here is outstanding, but that does not mean that we are finished. Now that we have gained further understanding of our passion through debate, we have to put our ideas into action outside of these walls. Now that we understand where we want to go, we have to find a way to get there. Now that we know we have support from every person in this room, we have to learn to tap into this collective power source in our everyday life. Tomorrow, when we walk out of this hotel, we have to find a way to continue feeling empowered by the magic that we have created in this space. If we can carry that with us, we will be able to empower others to move with us in turning the vision of change that we have created together into a reality. Because this wide world that we have inhabited over the course of KUNA is so intentionally created to empower us, it is easy to feel frightened by the outside world, which does not always respect the voices of young people. The only way that we can combat that feeling of powerlessness is to continue informing ourselves on issues and speaking our minds even when adults aren't listening. If we are educated, articulate, and impacting change through service or political activism, we cannot be ignored. Although we may be occasionally discounted by elders, our power cannot be denied when we are taking action, and those in power are not. Because the outside world does not always work to empower us, we must work to empower ourselves, and we must work to empower each other. Often, change can be even simpler than political advocacy. Treating people well is all it takes. The culture of compassion that we live at this conference can become the culture to which we expect every person in our lives to adhere. A simple expectation of compassion can be our road to a shared vision of a just world. Let's take this culture and make it our life.
The here and now demands attention. Eleanor. The very nature of a human being is to be observant, to look for patterns that allow us to thrive in existence. However, there are places and situations in which observing which stores sell the cutest clothes gives way to where someone can find the cleanest drinking water. Where young girls seeking an education can speak freely without fear of judgment or oppression, and people quake at the thought of leaving their homes because being one way or another is so wrong. Think for a moment that you weren't here. but instead you are walking more than 14 miles a day so that you and your family can have water. Water that is in most cases so dirty, dying would almost be healthier. Or instead you're at home taking care of children because you are not allowed to attend classes that expand your mind. Or even huddled in a bunker with 50 other people fighting for your life because looking the way you do is wrong. Now come back. You're at home in your suburban air-conditioned house, and in between complaining about homework and checking Twitter, you get thirsty. What do? You set aside your iPhone and then bury yourself from a textbook that thousands of others would give everything to scan its pages just once, and walk 20 feet to your kitchen. Here, quenching your thirst is as simple as opening a cabinet and turning on a faucet. Clean water should not be a privilege. Education should not be a privilege. The internet should not be a privilege. General security should not be a privilege. We are privileged.
In brief, among the many forms of curiosity theme this year that we've been talking about, there is a greatest form, mental curiosity. This is inarguably the most important aspect of our reality because it is our reality. I encourage every one of you to never stop examining not only the things you perceive, but how you perceive them. Especially seek an answer not only as to why you perceive them in the exceptionally unique way that only you can. I encourage you to try to delve as deep into your mind, which is infinitely expansive inward. It's an incredible thing that we have all been blessed with, the capacity for self-reflection. So reflect, act, and change your world.
So I want y'all to step back and think about what we've done here at KUNA. We've spent all our time debating problems in countries across the globe. We've tried to learn about the people and cultures whom we've never met and dream up resolutions that would make the world a better place for people very different than us. Almost none of the issues we discuss here affect our daily lives. So why do we do it? Why do we care so much about things that should be so insignificant to us? This could be just my opinion, but one of the major problems plaguing this world is apathy. A lack of interest, concern, or engagement. We all express apathy. Someone who's completely unapathetic about everything would probably have to have some kind of superpowers. There are those that have gotten close, like Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr., to name a few. But everyone doesn't need to be superhuman to solve the issues that apathy causes in our society. We don't need to give up everything in our lives for those around us because we don't live in an idealistic world. But if everyone would just sacrifice a small amount of their energy to help out someone in need, the cumulative effort would have a profound impact on our world. All we have to do is care. And that's what we do here at KUNA. We care. We don't actually write resolutions that change the world, but we put in the effort to care about people separated from our immediate surroundings, because the change in perspective brought about from that effort is enough to influence small things we do in our daily lives. Maybe it causes us to leave some money for Operation Rice Bowl, or donate a gold pair of shoes to Water Step. Imagine if everyone started doing these little things, if they started caring about the bigger world around them. As a collective, we can make such a massive impact. So I challenge you to keep caring, keep debating, keep dreaming of solutions, because you can cause a bigger effect than you'd think.
I have no valuable wisdom of my own to offer you, because I have no conclusive collection of life experiences lived. Everything wise, I have to pluck from the mouths of dead philosophers and aging parents. Even then, they too are tall children. Take a look around. That kid whose head you can't see past, that guy is going to grow up to be an adult. not just an 18-year-old adult, but an adult. He will grow up to be something, to have a family, to take the role of his guardian before him. That girl sitting behind you that clearly is too polite to tell you that your head is in the way, she will grow up. As gender roles equalize, she will likely take charge of her immediate surroundings, playing the role of friend, mother, boss, and community leader. You're sitting by the people you came here with, and whether you like it or not, there's a great likelihood that you are going to be with them until you toss your graduation cap in the air. After that, the world you have known since kindergarten will be fragmented into everyone's personal piece of memory. From there, each of you will grow into your own man, woman, or thing, and leap into the damned abyss of self-guidance. These people you are sitting next to, be they your crush, your friend, or your acquaintance, or your peers. Whether you care about them or not, these are the folks that will have the same reaction as you when you are all in your 60s and your children start running things. Right now, the future is a million miles away, but it's coming. When the storms of the day brush over your road, do as you can to avoid them. Keep your goal in mind, and if you don't have a goal, go out into the world and find it. Keep your goal in mind and remember, nothing worth having has been had without effort.
Tonight, we are celebrating. We are celebrating the dedication that each and every one of you put forward. By choosing to attend this conference, you, like it or not, have given a voice, have given an audience to the tragedies that are occurring all around the world. You give merit to the notion that we are all sisters and brothers of one mankind, and that through this shared intelligence and morality, we all ultimately want to be treated fairly. It's through this shared sense of brotherhood that we empathize for the struggle of our fellow man. We recognize that the problems of a female student in Afghanistan is our problem. We understand that the future of the orphan in Syria is our future. The hunger of a starving man in Ethiopia is our hunger, and the struggle of the refugee sailing dangerously across the Mediterranean is our struggle. At this conference, we've recognized this shared humanity. We've heard some pretty incredible stories these past couple of days and discussed some pretty amazing solutions. All of us in some small way have felt the impact of KUNA and possibly even the why. If I had to describe why I believe conferences like this are so important, I would simply say that it is a magnet for something that matters. And what I mean by this is that oftentimes our lives are full of things that are only important to ourselves. Things like school and relationships and sports. We're surrounded by things that only further our self-interest, and it's easy to fall into that type of life. But these conferences are something that I know will pull me into talking about the things that matter and that are more important than myself. And no matter how many mistakes I make, how selfish my actions can be, I know that at least 2 times a year I'm going to be a part of a conference that forces me to care, because sometimes caring is all it takes.